Hi everyone, in this lesson we will do something easier compared to the last two lessons. Um, okay, in this lesson we are going to create something called a snowflake. I have samples here. Okay, this is called snowflake. Uh, oops, wait. Okay, control Z. Okay, now you can see I think I didn't group it, that's why it can be separated. So you see how we create. So we create one item like this, one part. Okay, actually this part we don't need to create something. How are we going to create something exactly? We can't. So we create half, then duplicate and merge. Okay, that's how we create. Okay, how to start? First we have to decide what is the size. Okay, you can make it's easy for you to make it by creating a larger object. Later you make it smaller. So in this case we make it 2 mm. Okay, if you can 2 mm, or this 5 is too much. So you can see this is 2 mm wide, 2 mm high, and then 2 mm uh, on this side. So the width is depends. But for the ease of designing, we try to create something that is big, and then we can make it small after that. Okay, this is half of the snowflake. So you can use anything that you can think of. You can use any objects in here as long as it can be lowered down to 2 mm in height. Okay, then you can just put it in and see we can create something uh, on one branch, something like a branch like this. Okay, you need to create a lot of 2 mm. Okay, this 2 mm, 2 mm. Okay, let's create some branches. Let's create the branches. So how I do is first I create something that is shorter. Okay, that is short. Maybe this is, if you cannot adjust, so you just type in. Maybe this one 10 will do. 10 is 1 cm. That's very small. And then if you want to make another one, Control D, duplicate, then down arrow key, and then type in. Maybe this is a 15. Make it slightly longer. So when we want to use the 1 cm this branch, Control D, duplicate, and then use your arrow key to bring it down. Okay, since it's very small, you can use, let's start with here so that we can reserve this action for some circle inside. And then you need to use this one to move it. Okay, easiest is 45. Okay, you can use 45, you can zoom in, and now you need to make minor adjustment. You can switch to 0.5 or even 0.1 mm, and then use your arrow key to move. Okay, after that, click here, Control D. This time, click mirror, and then use this. Okay, use this one. Just click your down arrow key and you can now move it to the bottom. Okay, but this area you have to manually look at it and make sure that this is a little bit lower. Okay, just adjust a bit. Okay. So we don't want to lock it first, we just want to do more adjustment. For example, if you want to duplicate this one, just hold down the shift key, select both, press Ctrl D, then you can use your right arrow key to make another one. Okay, which is very easy. Okay, but remember, so you try not to adjust the angle and then make size adjustment. That will mess up the whole design. Okay, now again, Control D, arrow key, bring this down, and then this one 45 degree, before you use your arrow key to put it in the right location. Okay, you zoom in. Okay, this is fine now. Then what you do, mirror. Okay, before that, control D first, mirror, and then click on this to swap it. Now your okay, we have done this section. I think it's good. So what else do you want to put? Okay, we can use circle, we can use triangles, up to you. So circle is very simple, so it's like this one. Let me show you an example. Just push it to the end, then lower this down a little bit to the size you want, and then just make it to 2 mm like this. After that, you can use the arrow key. If it's move too slow, hold down the shift key, it will move faster. Okay, for this area, if you want to use alignment, you have to um, um, save this one first. Okay, that means actually merge this one first. Okay, so I merge this one, then merge already. Check. Oh, is it merged? Okay, can I click this one? Okay, click. Now it's merged. After I merge, then I can select this one. I can select alignment and make sure it's in the center. Okay, still, so this is to select or to use a circle. Maybe you want to make it smaller. Then you just click on this one to make it small, but don't adjust the height. Just make sure it's the same, so if cannot, just type, okay, 6.8 in here, so we know that this is a circle. Again, then you put this one in, and then select both, do alignment, make sure it's in the center. Oh, it's flying. Drop it to the floor, pressing D, and now you can adjust whether you want to put it somewhere here. Okay, this is circle. You can make it big, you can make it small, you can make it you can use this one too, the tube, but use the square one, not the torus, not this one. Okay. Why? Because if you use this one, there will be the contact point to the floor will not be enough. If it's not enough, and it will look ugly when we print, because it will not stick to the printer plate, print bed. Then it will just come up. Okay, how to create this? This is very simple. Okay, so make sure you drop to 2 first. Okay, if you want to make it easy, just change this one back to 1.0. So whatever you do is 1.0. Okay, so now I type in. So every time you click, you move up and you move down is 1.0. You see now 1.0. Okay, let's do a hole. Control E, and then you select something. Oops. Okay, this one should be hollow. When it is hollow, I prefer to make it higher so that I can see. Okay, I can see. Okay, we need to make sure they are about 2 mm. So the inside box supposed to be slightly smaller. So if 2 mm, 2 mm, 2 mm, 2 mm, what is the size of the outside one? Is 20. 20 minus 4, so we should keep it at least 16. So 16. So if we use 16, that will be 2 mm. Yeah. Okay, put it into the center. Now merge. Okay, done. Now you can put it any place you like. Am I blocking this? Okay, let's put it in again. Okay, put this one alignment. Let me put back to the center. Okay, now I want to. If you want to save trouble, you can just merge it. Okay, again 45 degree. You want to make sure it's in the center. Just alignment again. Make sure it's in the center. Okay. So you can just save this one by clicking merge. Okay, you can add more design in here. So I leave that to you. Okay, show you more. This is Okay, put it down, drop 2 mm. Okay, so this is also by default 2 mm, so you save a lot of trouble. You don't need to make a hole. Okay, so up to you how you're going to design. You want to use this to the stick, or you want to use this, you want to use a square, you want to use a circle. I think heart shape also very simple. Just make sure it is 2 mm again. After that you can make it small, and then you turn before you put inside. Okay, again, in order to use the alignment, I have to merge first. Okay, then I check alignment again, make sure it's in the center. Merge. Okay, done. There. So what do you want to put in here? I leave it to you. I'm now showing you um, how am I going to create a snowflake. First, Control D. After you press Control D, you turn this 180 degree. After that, you move. Okay, you move, and you can merge these two. Click here, merge. Okay, not very nice. Control Z. Let me just make sure. Are they aligned? Okay, I think considered aligned. Now just make sure it's aligned before you click. These two not using anymore. I can just press delete. Okay, what should you do now? Press Control D. After that, turn. Okay, Control D. That is how you get your first snowflake. Okay, so these two not very useful. Let me put it aside. So that I can focus on this one. Okay. Okay, something important in here. So let's design a circle. Okay, just now as I told you, you can use this one, but again, if you use this, um, it might be too thick. Wall thickness will be a little bit too much. So if you are going to use this one, um, try to. This is too much already. Maybe try one, or even lesser, or even 0.5. Okay, try first. Now you should lower this down to 2 mm. So check, is the thickness correct? If the thickness correct, that means we should use 0.5 in here. So if you want to use alignment, what you need to do is you must combine this one first, merge first. So that is a single object before you can select and use center as an alignment. Okay. Now your this snowflake is quite stable. That means it's quite strong. If you want to add anything, you should make correction before you draw the duplication. Okay, so before you duplicate. Okay, so now I can just combine them. Okay, this one looks fine because this snowflake I can print quite big for you. Um, we can try around this height, this size. Okay, control Z. Okay, okay, we adjust this one into a desired size before you come back to here and set this back to 2 mm. Okay, 2 mm height. Now what I want you to do is you need to have a hook. Okay, you need to have a hook that can combine them. Okay, that you can hang on the tree. Yeah. Okay, now you put this one to here. Okay, just one side will do. Now you can make sure you can check alignment, center. to make sure that it is on at the center. Okay, you can just combine this one. And then now we have one question. How about students who want to create a 3D one? Okay, you want to create a 3D version. If you want 3D, that means the thickness of all this you need to change to 3 mm. Okay, 2 mm is too thin to do 3D. What I mean 3D is you do like this. Okay, let me show you how to do a 3D. Okay, this is more a 2D version, more like a 2D version. So for the 3D version, what you do is you duplicate this one. Okay, you duplicate this one first. After that, you cut. Okay, you can do this. Okay, so if you want to cut in this, in this design you can use a 1 mm, but 1 mm that means it only left with 0.5 mm. That's why I say if you want to do a 3D, you need to make it thicker first. Okay, so since I'm showing an example, okay, an example. So this is 1 mm. So maybe I should put to 0.5. Just for show, I select this one. I select this center. After that, I select and then I cut. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Can see, can or not? Can see, huh? Okay, now, okay, this is already cut. Okay, this is already cut. So what happened is when I print out, I will help you to glue it on this side. Okay, and then glue another one on the other side. Last year, previously, what we did is we cut half of this, and then here we cut the other half, and but I know that means you can put it crossing each other. But I noticed that if you want to do that, you have to do at least 4 mm. Okay, if you want to do uh, crossing each other, you have to do at least 4 mm thick. If 4 mm thick, then the snowflake doesn't look very nice. So I found that if we cut and glue, it will look nice. Okay, so this is what I will suggest. If you want to do 3D, you submit 2 copies of this. Okay, submit 2 copies. So one of the copy will be cut. If you cannot cut, don't worry. You just submit exact copy of this before you cut. Okay, something like this. Let me take away this cut, this area. Okay, this area can remove. You can just submit like this. So how do we cut? We use the printer to cut. Where we ask the printer, we put into the center of this object and we cut it into two, and then we stick one to the top and stick one to the bottom. Okay, but you need to make sure it is flat and all objects that you combine are 2 mm thick, 2 mm in height. In this case, you stick together will be okay. Now, certain improvement I want you to do. Now, if you look at my design, we have some uh, imperfect. Probably I will say that's my preference. For example, this look very small because the square was too small. You should increase the size of the square, increase the size of the circle, just increase a little bit more. Uh, Maybe you increase the square, don't increase the circle, up to you. But we want to make it uh, bigger. Okay, we want to make sure it cover more things. You can add something on this diamond shape also. Something on the side, up to you. You want to put circle on the side, up to you. But you have to do that before you duplicate and circle. Okay, and turn. So this is something I leave it to you, but during our CCA lesson, I will tell you what to improve. We can always undo, okay? Because for example, after you done this, if you may want to make changes, okay? Take away this one. Okay, we want to make changes on this. Okay, fine. Let's ungroup. Let's take out. Which one to take out? Of course, this one to take out, not this one. Okay, we need to make changes on this one. So I ungroup this. delete, and then we can continue making changes on this one until we are happy. Then we duplicate, merge it, duplicate and turn to make the complete snowflake. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. So it's a lot, it should be very easy for all of you. Okay, okay, bye bye.